So the Democrats are offering the Latino community in our country a wokeism. Latinx will call you, even though Hispanic people, Latinos, don't like that. They want to be either called Latina or Latino. But no, the white liberals who are dictating these woke standards want to call them Latinx. So I guess they're just going to have to deal with that. Unless, of course, they want to vote for Republicans. They want to join the Republican Party. This seems to be what a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Latinos in our country are doing. This is not an isolated incident. The reason that this 34th district in congressional district in Texas is a really big deal is because we've seen this slowly building up. We actually saw this starting under President Trump. We saw a larger portion of the Hispanic voting population vote for President Trump than typically votes for Republicans. Then we saw this happening in Texas. We saw what the Democrats expected to be this demographic change that would turn Texas blue. They thought, okay, well, if Hispanics are typically Democrat voters, at least historically, they stereotyped Hispanic and Latino voters. They said, well, we're gonna count on you. We're not going to give you a choice. We're going to treat you as a race or an ethnicity and not as an individual, a critically thinking individual person. And they counted on this demographic change, changing Texas to be blue. Well, it hasn't. What's actually happening is Latinos and Hispanics in Texas are slowly turning red. There's a grassroots organization that explains this phenomenon. It's called Bienvenido in Action. Bienvenido in Action. It's an organization that is dedicated to mobilizing what they call patriotic Latino leaders. This is what they said after the election of Mayra Flores. They said, by electing Republican Mayra Flores to Congress, Hispanics are telling the rest of the country that we're fed up with reckless liberal policies and want change. Mayra won because she ran a campaign rooted in our community's values: God, family, and country. Meanwhile, they say Joe Biden and the Democrats have made life more expensive for Hispanics. Our neighborhoods are less safe and a mockery of our culture. While gas prices go through the roof and families struggle to find baby formula, Biden and the left have weakened our communities, radicalized our school curricula, and even tried imposing offensive terms like Latinx to upend our language. In Washington, Mayra will fight for the American values of Texas's 34th congressional district. Bienvenido in Action is proud to have worked with Mayra since the start of her campaign, and we look forward to her leadership in Congress. Now, in one sense, this seems very obvious, right? This seems common sense. I mean, I wonder why all of these Latinos are abandoning the Democrats that they have historically voted for and turning towards Republican politicians, or in this case, becoming a Republican politician. I wonder why, right? I wonder why. Because we have inflation in our country. We have prices for food, for gas, for baby formula, all these shortages, all these things that are basically kitchen table economics. These are things that impact our families on a day-to-day basis.